Alright, so no introduction today, but still follow me on Twitter, Instagram, BShoot, Brighty on Odyssey, Rumble, mine just in case the channel gets shut down, shadow banned, deleted, DDoS hacked, God forbid hacked or any of that mess, God forbid shadow banned again, and extra God forbid if it gets fucking placed by something else. I get hacked by fucking NFTs or Bitcoin, fake channels or whatever. Anyways, and this is about 4 or 5 days old. This one's actually 2 days old. It's a little bit more recent for this one. So this comes from Jacob from Gaming News 24/7. As streamer Amourant signed a new deal for Amourant shortly after taking XQC, the one I talked about last week. So I got to credit to this dude Jacob over here. And then another one. I swear, I'm not getting no politics or any political BS garbage, but I still want to extend a little bit further because I know I talked about it a tiny bit when I was done doing part 2 of my One Piece anime manga live action reaction review segment for that video, but I didn't get that much time to talk about it. And there was another one about Andrew Tate. That one I'm probably going to talk about Friday, Saturday. There's a lot more extra brand new charges. Unfortunately, is getting jumped on the dude, so he's kind of fucked. Unfortunately. The Romanian government over there, I'm not going to lie, they are very ruthless as hell. They do not care if you're a multimillionaire, billionaire, quadrillionaire celebrity or not, or if you're just like a random dude in the street. Once you get freaking charged with something over there, they are some rude, cold-blooded motherfuckers over there. No offense to anyone that's part of Romania. I highly doubt anyone's watching my channel from over there. I thank you very much if you understand English, by the way. If you do, that's great. Now, your government over there is, I thought China, North Korea, and Cuba was bad, or Russia. Whew. You guys are pretty hardcore over there too when it comes to I get to understand if those God forbid those allegations were true for EX trafficking through underage minors and shit. God forbid if that's ever real. I mean, I highly doubt he looked Mr. Andrew Tate. To me personally, doesn't look like that type of dude to do that. I just feel like he's a troll having too much fun. Even though, granted, the last time I talked about him, I briefly talked about him lightly earlier this month because he said everyone that watches anime is fucking losers, which is stupid. My personal opinion. 100 billion% disagree. I didn't let him get under my skin for that. And the reason why I didn't feel like covering it, I was just too lazy to cover it. Anyways, let's get into this one and then the other one about Blow Jiden. Or it's okay, let's go Brandon. Jiden. President of the US, you know who that is. He needs our introduction. Anyways, swear to God, I'm not going to become political. It's mainly more celebrity gossip news about Eva Longoria. Anyways, let's jump into it. Let's play a little music in the background. So it says, good old take my money against the wall and see if the sixth phrase perfectly applies for what Kix is doing right now. But at the upstart streaming services isn't just obnoxious, stealing money. I was just making sure that the freaking speed wasn't real fast when I was playing this music in the back there. So it says, as controversial as a popular streamer she is, Amourant will take many potential subscribers to Kick. Kick has also gotten a big screen of the latest strategic moves, securing Twitch's most wanted female streamer, Amourant. Signing is really groundbreaking because it came just days after we buy over $100 million+ contract deal from XQC. And then I guess that was her tweet there. You guys can look at the tweet. I'll leave the link in the Twitter description box below. There was a video that came with it, it's only a minute and 2 seconds, real short. It's kind of cringe, but funny too. Anyways, let's move on. So it says, this is from June 17, 2023. It was from a little while ago, not that long ago. It says, what the hell? Why did they call him Amourant? Okay. There's somebody else, I guess, unless it's still Amourant. I don't know. Arsehole, as a well-known variety streamer known for sly humor, soaring for non-safe for work content, and what can be described as a compelling games and ASMR streaming, which was one of Twitch's biggest names. The moment he left for Kick, which came during their 7th anniversary celebration on Twitch, marked another shift in streaming. While Amourant's deal with Kick hasn't been made public, this move will resonate to SQC's non-exclusive $100 million rival platform. Twitch's biggest streams find it increasingly difficult to keep Kick's revenue split model, which is very favorable towards creators more than Twitch. Kick provides a remarkable 95.5 revenue split in the streams. In contrast, Twitch is at best can only do a 70-30 split at best, but only under certain specific conditions. Don't be surprised that you favorite streamer suddenly hits Kick. There's obviously growing concern between the two huge staples of the platform. Now then, the two colossal staples have left presumably greener pastures. As Twitch retires the restricted cross streaming between platforms, it remains to see whether or not such big names are signing in a harbinger, hopefully I'm saying that right, harbinger or harbinger, of moves more and more established and larger trends. As Exodus seems to be imminent, as many streamers are leaving Twitch to try out Kick, lured by the impressive revenue shape and then promise of better terms for the creators. There are no such things as the sunshine and roses for Kick, though. Ed Craven, Kick's co-founder and co-founder for State.com. I did hear about this. This guy that originally made Kick is a co-founder of the original, like, I don't know what website or platform that was about, Stakes. Has something to do with Wall Street journalism and all that, like Wall Street, like money and all that other things, like stocks and all that. I had no idea that was even a thing. I mean, I knew that was a thing a really long time ago. I just thought that shit was a scam. My personal opinion. I just didn't know what Stake was. Let's move on. Admitted that the Kick operates at a loss. Several theorists believe that this entire operation is a marketing ploy. It's a scheme to allow viewers to play the game. They say that Kick's meteoric, hopefully I'm saying it right, meteoric rise and promising deals comprise all part to elaborate strategy being funded by gambling money. This concerns explains the future of the platform. Even if Kick ends up folding, exposes Twitch in the same way as none of the other competitors has in recent years. Despite these uncertainties, I don't say under specific certainties. I can't fucking talk right today. I don't know why. But just keep it up with me. I swear, I'm doing better. Despite these uncertainties, there we go. Kick's rapid growth has won many other challenges in the short terms. While the new acquisitions of Amourant and STC raise questions about Twitch's future and its ability to retain the highest talents. For example, Twitch may have to implement significant changes to prevent a mass exodus of streamers to Kick or pay for the Kick to lose its talent. It remains to be seen whether or not Twitch will respond swiftly or salvage its reputation and user bases. So again, I gotta say, quick thoughts, using opinions on this. Ugh, man, it's a drop in the bucket for a lot of people there. You know, a lot of people are gonna end up going to Rumble or Kick. I mean, Rumble's lasted like for 4 or 5 years already. I don't know how long Kick has lasted for. I remember there was another app in 2014-15, years ago. I'm not sure if it's still the same platform app or not, which was Kick before. I remember the first time I did hear it. Let me just turn this music out real quick so I can concentrate better. And if any people remember in the early, especially in the mid-late, more in the early mid-2010s and late 2010s or 2020s, and these stupid little, oh god, these god-awful garbage, these freaking trashy goddamn fucking, absolutely disgusting, despicable, dumbass freaking prank channels. The just a prank bro thing. I remember hearing about that app Kick before. And I was like, what the hell is Kick? I forgot what their name was. I think these two Arab, Middle Eastern, West Indian dudes that were born and raised in New York City. Oh, now I remember their name. They were called OcTV, I remember. And this other dude, Dennis something. They would go mainly specifically. I'm not trying to get in the whole race ethnicity thing, because they mainly would like go to a lot of real super poor areas of New York City, mainly over there. And I think one or two of them would go to like LA and Los Angeles over there. And I go to some really super scary, like sketchy, super ghetto ass project places. Granted, I was born and raised in the ghetto ass project areas. I just didn't talk with hood ebonics and shit like that. Unless I had to do it to save my life in elementary, middle school. In high school, I didn't have to do that too much because the high school I went to was predominantly a lot of like white suburban kids over there. There weren't many black Latinos that were over there until like my senior year. And then I heard about 2 years later from one of my one of my aunts or whatever, they sent their kid there, started getting real super ghetto over there after that, which is freaking mind blowing to believe, but I guess that's what happens. Time changes everything, unfortunately. Um, they mainly like harass a lot of black people and shit like that. It's like, oh, hey, you want to kick or something like that, bro? This is some real stupid ass fucking cringy crap. That's how I remember hearing about the word kick, and I hear it years later, like literally like a month or two in April, May, when I started hearing this competitor kick. I heard about Rumble a while ago, like 2019, especially 2020, when YouTube was getting way more extra strict on this site about you're not allowed to say anything bad about what's going on for the past 2.5 years when the pandemic, scamdemic shit situation, the world was getting shut down for a little while. What's going on? Yeah, and that's when I started hearing a lot more about Rumble. But kick on, man. I was getting a lot of bad vibes from that shit already, so I really hope this isn't the same company that started that app thing as the same one that's starting this shit, because that only lasted, what, like 4 or 5 years, and then it's shut down after that. Unless it's the same dude bringing it back again. Well, imagine like 2, 4, 5 years. So that means in 2026, 2027, this whole thing's going to shut down completely. It ain't going to last forever. So I don't know. In my personal opinion, I would just tell them to stay on Twitch. But even though that thing is kind of a sinking boat, but at least you got Amazon slowly like supporting them. But there's some other company out there like Microsoft, Apple, Samsung. They have billions and millions of dollars to make a streaming service site. So you'd think they'd have the money to do it, but apparently they don't. So let's move on to the next shit over here. Oh Lord, so it says here's jiden, however you're gonna say his name. Let's go. Brandon raises his eyebrows at embrace of a movie star. Competitors have been left godsmacked by Joe Biden and actor Eva Longoria. Not a comment he made about the first time that they met. This comes from John Christensen, New York Post. There was another one on here from the Herald, I think that's what you call it. Herald something news from the UK. This one's the Australian version. So I'm just going to go through maybe half this article. I guess I'm not going to make this shit super political as fuck, because that's not what my channel's here about. So it says, President Joe Biden, or aka Bo Jiden, let's go Brandon, my personal opinion is on the show clown, was seen getting quite close to actress Eva Longoria. The White House Thursday night before Hollywood starlet added the 80-year-old midst relatively to safety. The president embraced Desperate Housewives star after adding a film screening her director being flaming hot. Which I actually did a video on that last month. I actually do want to see that shit, honestly. So I want to see how the beginning, how they decided to establish the company way back and then disperse the Hispanic Latino dude to actually fucking create a company flaming hot Cheetos and be a millionaire billion off of it. I swear to God, I'm not getting into politics and all the other stuff. But now, I would have saw that as a 90s kid, that would have made me cry so good in a good way. It says, but lets his hands down hover a bit too long on her waist before actor quickly moved to grasp her and took a step back. The New York Post reported. Actor Eva Longoria basically barely escaped President Let's Go Brandon and a bleeding Bo Jiden clutches. And Twitter users said in his uneasy moment. I'm saying his name like that because I don't want the fucking YouTube algorithm system to shut my channel and video down. The oldest ever president has awkwardly joked a moment or two about the hug gap between him and Longoria for the first time met. Known each other for a long time, Mr. Bo Jiden said in the crowd. She was 17, I was 40. He jokingly scattered and laughs. Bo Jiden makes a disturbing comment in the White House about how long he's known about Eva Longoria. I already said that. Tweeted Newsmax columnist Mark Vargas. All the crowds and Democrats just laugh. The birth dates actually showed Longoria would have been 7 years old. Wow. And the president would have been 40. And then Mr. Bo Jiden said he would have been 50 years old when they first met. It's disgusting, sickening, but whatever. Not surprised. Longoria endorsed Mr. Bo Jiden in 2020, made a major fundraiser, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about any of that. The editor-in-chief also reused one of his favorite jokes about the primary vote. Because I'm Joe Biden's husband, and mixed it up with an audience member shouting out, I love you. I accept Mr. Bo Jiden's reply. Longoria's film Flaming Hot tells a story about Ricardo Montañez, a Mexican-American janitor who worked for Frito-Lay's. In the movie, to sell his idea on the boost of his sales, boost the sales for Signature's Cheetos to make it a better snack. I'm glad. It says, when I talk about tonight's movie, I think about courage. So many of you ancestors left behind all that they knew, started new life in the U.S., Mr. Bo Jiden said in the movie. Of course. However, Mr. Montañez may not have been as intimately involved in the film's portrayal. The LA Times ran an article disputing that many of the claims that Mr. Montañez made in Frito-Lay slated that in 2021 January was not involved in creating the spicy food. I don't know why it's playing that same one again. Hold on. And that's just something about sociopress. I'll take my thoughts, views, and opinions at the end of the comment.